Hello again. So just a quick word on what we're going to be up to this week. We're going to start to have a look at data types and data frames and how best to explore them and handle them and get to grips with them before we start doing any actual data analysis, which is coming up in the next few weeks. So we'll just have a quick recap of what we've already done from last week, and then we will get straight on with it. Okay, so before we start, just a quick recap from last week. So we've got a screenshot here of the RStudio interface. So top left is your script that you're working on and that you're running code from. Bottom left is the console for any quick bits of code that you're wanting to run just the once or for checking outputs. Top right is your environment to see what data sets you've loaded in and have a quick look at their structure, and your bottom right is your plots, packages and help. So on to this week's tutorial. We are going to look at data types and data frames and the different kind of ways that you can have a look and investigate what's within those. So as you can see, like last week, we've loaded in the plant growth dataset and we're going to have a quick look at it. So I've highlighted there the $, which is a symbol for accessing columns within a dataset. And we're going to use a function called asCharacter to change the weight column from numbers to characters, just so that I can demonstrate the class function here, where you are able to check what kind of class is each column. And I'm just going to replicate the plant growth dataset there by giving it a 1. As you can see, it's the same, and we're going to use the asNumeric function to change the weight column back to numeric. And we're going to use the class function again, a sense check, numeric, great. So the asNumeric and asCharacter functions are good for when you are manipulating data and you have loaded something in and it's not as you want it to be. Say, for instance, you wanted to perform calculations on a character column. It's worth mentioning as well that the as.dot function has got loads of other arguments that it'll take, like as.factor, as.integer, things like that. So you can have a play around with those and use those in your own time as you come across a reason to need them. We're going to have a quick look at some dates within a data set. So I've created a date called my birthday, 12th of the 12th, 1991. And it's a character, and as my comment suggests, that's because it's been entered with the speech marks. So another as.dot function, this time we're going to use as.date, my birthday within the brackets. And when we run that line, it creates a value called birthday date, 1991, 12/12. And the class of birthday date should be date, because we have used the as.date function to tell R that that is how we want it to handle it. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was the quickest, easiest ways to inspect a data frame. So as you can see, I've run here the str function, which is short for structure, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. It shows you the structure of your data frame. So we're using the plant growth again as an example. It gives you what type of data it is, how many observations, how many variables. It tells you what type of data is contained within each column, which are referred to by the $, that we talked about before. So number, factor, and we're going to talk about a few more of those in the actual blog itself. And so the summary function is one of the best, quickest ways to get an overview of the values in your data. So it shows you both columns, and because weight is a numerical column, it gives you the quartiles, the mean and minimum and maximum, and if there were any, it would also give you the number of NA values. And the group column is a factor, so we know that it's got 3 levels, and it lists those levels under the column heading for you so that you can have a quick look at your dataset at a glance. So I hope that that was everything you thought it was going to be. As always, get in touch with me or Lockdata or Steph on Twitter. Tweet us your questions, email us your questions, however you get in touch with people. Next time, we're going to have a look at operators and objects, so come back for that. And we'll start having a look at how to manipulate the data now that we know how to look into it. Thank you very much. See you next time.